Well, good afternoon, a very warm welcome to the final day of the UCI Track Cycling World Championships presented by Tissot from the wonderful city of Hong Kong. This is the velodrome that's hosted all the action over the last few days. We have our final medals now to be decided. This afternoon we'll have 4 medals being presented to the various winners. As we glance across this track, it's very warm in here this afternoon, so it could make for some very fast racing indeed. I hope you've enjoyed all the action if you've been with me over the last few days. We've just had a little ceremony in here with some great drumming going on, actually. Lots of people in here this afternoon to enjoy Easter and all the action. The riders just getting ready then for the various events, the last bits of warming up. There's Francois Pervis of France. He's back on form for fans of the Frenchman. He had great qualifying earlier. Eleanor Barker just warming up, ready for her final event, the women's points race. She's already got that medal from yesterday. And the French will certainly be looking for some more medals this afternoon. Daria Shmileva, all smiles from her. She's got a world title from these races. Obviously just reviewing her performance earlier on today. Nicky de Grandola, she's ready for the Kirin. Elise Delzenne of France cooling down. She's got the fan going while she just spins along on the rollers. Here's a look at the track, 250 meters in length. The maximum gradient of the banking, 41.9. And if you're right up there at the top, it's 285 meters around the track. So don't forget to stay with us throughout the day. We're going to bring you lots of action. There's Stephanie Morton, who will be featuring in the Kirin. She's already got her medal from the sprint. Hong Kong, China looking for another medal. Kirsten Wield, the ice down her back, trying to keep that core temperature low while she warms up. Let's see just how hot it is, the sweat pouring off her here. She'll be taking part in the points race. There's Christina Vogel, Olympic champion of the sprint, world champion of the sprint. Stephanie Morton now coming out onto the track. And on the screen then are our commissaires. There they are. They're the ones who wear the blue shirts. They make sure that everything is abided by as far as the rules are concerned. Good to see Guo Shuang back on the track. She'll be taking part here in the Kirin. She's already qualified. And here is Giorgia Bronzini, who will be taking part in the points race later on for Italy. Concentration. Last sounds and bits of music before we bring the riders out onto the track. Francois Purvis, there he is, so concentrated. He had a troubled kind of 18 months where he just couldn't find any form. And here's our schedule today. The women's Keirin second round coming up now. Then the women's points race, the men's kilometre time trial. And we'll finish off with the women's Keirin final, and the men's Madison, as always, is the last race of these World Championships. Well, the women's Madison yesterday was a thrilling contest. We're lucky enough to have sitting not too far away, about 5 metres, is Jolien Dora, who's commentating for Belgian television this afternoon. There's our lineup of the women's Keirin. Second round, heat number 1, Nikki de Grendler of Belgium, Guo Shuang of China, Martha Bayona of Colombia, Christina Vogel looking for another medal, Laureen van Riesen and Anastasia Voinova. This is a stacked heat, this one. So the 3 riders at the front will go through to the final, and the other 3 will fight it out for places 7 to 12, so important to be right on your game here. Looking for another Belgian medal here. Anastasia Voinova, the rider who finished bronze medal in the 500-meter time trial. Guo Shuang, fierce competitor on the track. Martha Bayona of Colombia. Inside them, Lauren van Riesen, who is a former speed skater, medalist in the Winter Olympic Games. Christina Vogel, looking down at the balls, getting herself in the zone. Christina Vogel, the defending champion of the women's Keirin. Nikki de Grendler. Vogel just takes a little glance across at her. Vogel, the world champion. She beat Anna Mears and Rebecca James in 2016. Vogel was also the champion in 2014. She's got a magnificent record in this event. We're underway then, 8 laps of the track, and the Derny bike on the front will peel off with 3 laps of racing to go. Then it's all about the fight for the victory. 3 riders will go through to the final. And the pace of the Derny bike kind of roaches up to around about 45 kilometers an hour before it lets the riders go. Guo Shuang had so many battles with Victoria Pendleton on the track in the sprints. She had a little bit of a break, but she's back now. Let's see what happens then as de Grendler just looks around. Christina Vogel leaves a little bit of a gap and they peel off up the track. De Grendler decides that she doesn't want the front of the race, which is the right thing with 3 laps to go. Vogel is left on the front. She'll be confident from that position though. Wearing the very long socks, they're aerodynamic, they help cut through the wind. De Grendler is looking for the wheel here of Christina Vogel. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. Martha Bayona is not letting her go. Anastasia Voinova wants the front position. 2 laps of racing to go, and Voinova will want to go for a long one here. Vogel is looking to get on the wheel of Voinova. Guo Shuang moves up on the outside. She doesn't mind shoving people out the way. And no, Vogel is going to try and go there. Guo Shuang is deciding to peel back a little bit. Nikki de Grendler looking to come through on the inside. Vogel's going to get it. Oh, and Voinova was just squeezed out in the sprint by the looks of things. It looks like it was Vogel who took it. Biona was up there, and de Grendler squeezes through. Just takes out Anastasia Voinova. A great job done there by the Belgian rider. Christina Vogel safely through to the next round. Here's a replay then. Voinova led out. It looked like she was in a good controlling position, and then we saw Vogel moving around on the outside. Martha Biona squeezing through there, but a good move by Nikki de Grendler. She was just patient until the gap opened, and then she was able to go through. Well, the reaction of the crowd will tell you what's going on now. Vogel, Biona and de Grendler are through safely to the next round of racing. Onboard camera just showing Guo Shuang and Biona side by side. A little bit of a kick there. That won't affect any of the result. Loreen van Riesen wasn't really in the hunt there at all, and Vogel easily through to the next round. That will be the final. Can she defend her title? She looks like she hasn't put a foot wrong yet. As the confirmation then, Christina Vogel, Martha Biona and Nikki de Grendler are safely through to the final. The other 3 will race for position 7 to 12. Heat number 2, Stephanie Morton of Australia up against the favourite of the crowd, Wai Choo Lee, Sarah Lee, Eileen Lee of Korea, Simona Krupskaita, Shanna Braspanix of the Netherlands, and Laura Basova. The crowd are all behind this rider. Shanna Braspanix then, the silver medalist in 2015. Finished just behind Anna Mears on that occasion. The Olympic champion Alice Litley not here. Neither is Rebecca James or Anna Mears. Anna Mears has now retired. The legend that is Anna Mears now happily enjoying some time of not training as hard as she used to. This race underway. I'll never forget watching Anna Mears getting ready for the London 2012 Olympic Games in the bell of the velodrome. She was doing standing squat jumps up flights of stairs to activate her muscles, but she was jumping a full flight of stairs in 3 jumps. And I happened to be walking down at the same time she was going up, and I still never forget just the power that she had when I saw her doing that. 5 5 laps to go then. Shanna Braspanics of the Netherlands on the front here. The crowd want Sarah Lee to go through to the final to get a chance of a medal here. Four laps of racing to go. It's very possible with the speed that Sarah Lee has got that she could go through here. The crowd really cheering her on. Stephanie Morton in second place. Batsova is there. This is a bit of a cagey sprint. Simona Krupa-Skaita goes around the top. Morton is looking for her wheel now. They're still looking. Morton is looking to see where Batsova is. Only 3 riders will go through to the final. Morton holding the riders up the track a little bit. Sarah Lee makes a move on the outside. She's going to use her speed. And now we get the bell. The entire crowd are going mad now to try and put her through. Shoulder to shoulder, Braspanics and Sarah Lee. Morton is going to hit the front now. Sarah Moore, oh, big crash. And Sarah Lee is taken out of it as well. Stephanie Morton is going to race against Braspanics to the line. Stephanie Morton looked very, very confident and strong in that race then. And it was Haijin Lee who hits the deck for Korea. That was a big crash, and Sarah Lee was taken out of it. So it's Stephanie Morton, Shanna Braspanics, Simona Krupa-Skaita will be the 3 riders. I don't think the judges will change anything there because it was the riders at the back who were involved in the action. Here's what happened. It was really Haijin Lee's fault. Touched the wheel, was down on the blue, shouldn't really be there. And had nowhere to go when Batsova and Sarah Lee come in there. Haijin Lee was in the wrong place. And Sarah Lee just pushed up to the top of the banking. Cameraman was lucky. A little bit of battle scars there. It's going to hurt. Here's the moment. Stephanie Morton was going well. Sarah Lee comes down the track. Haijin Lee hits the deck because she just touches the wheel. She just literally had nowhere to go. In fact, the pedal of Batsova goes right into her. I don't know how Batsova... Look, Batsova's got her foot out of the pedals. How did she hold that? The bike handling technique of these riders when they're in difficulty is absolutely incredible. There's the qualification then. Morton of Australia, Braspanics of the Netherlands, Krupa-Skaita will go through. This will be our finals lineup. Stephanie Morton of Australia, Nicky de Vendela of Belgium, Bayonne of Colombia, Vogel is in there as well with Krupa-Skaita and Braspanics. Should be a very, very good final. There's Sarah Hammer. We're turning our attention to the points race. I've got a feeling this might be one of the last times that we see Sarah Hammer at world level on the track. She's kind of giving indications that she won't go through the next Olympic cycle. She's, of course, one of the mentors to Chloe Dygert, and you can already see the handover, the baton being handed over to Chloe Dygert now. This is going to be the women's points race. 10 sprints, 100 laps. Lotte Becker of Germany, getting ready for action. Here's the lineup then for the women's points race. Lotte Kopecky, the world champion of the Madison after yesterday. Giorgia Bronzini of Italy could be the surprise package in here. There's our riders on the start line. Yang Yu of Hong Kong, China is up here on the track. This race underway. To all the riders then lining up, this race will be 100 laps, 25 kilometres, 10 sprints. Very simply, you score points along the way, 5, 3, 2 and 1 for each of the sprints. If you take a lap on the rest of the field, you take a further 20 points, and the last sprint will be double points, 10 points for the winner. So on the front of the peloton, Kirsten Wield, champion of the scratch race in 2015, silver medalist in the scratch race in this round of the World Championships. Going on the attack now. At the front of the race here, the rider from Poland, and that's Natalia Rutkowska, looking to try and take a lap nice and early. Being joined here by the Norwegian rider, Anita Stenberg, the 24-year-old. Big reaction. To let a rider take a lap very early, then she can just defend for the rest of the race. Some of the race favourites in here are clearly just watching each other as these two riders go clear. Rutkowska and Stenberg looking strong as they race their way across. They're now half a lap up on the rest of the field. 96 laps to go. The first sprint is on the horizon as well. Commissaire there in the blazer, just pointing out where the front of the race is for everyone who might be confused in the velodrome. Lotte Kopecky's on the front of the peloton right now. But these two riders are getting close to taking 20 points. This is a good ride by them. Natalia Rutkowska of Poland in the red and white. The red, white and blue. Anita Stenberg of Norway. Pace in the peloton though is starting to edge up a little bit. And they're kind of finding themselves in a position where they really do need to close the gap, otherwise they will never get the lap on the rest of the field. For a moment it looked like it was going to be very possible. Suddenly the peloton will accelerate in the next lap because we're coming up with 2 laps to go to the first sprint of this points race. Straight race, no rounds, you literally race, and at the end we decide who the world champion is. I think these two riders are going to struggle to get a lap now, but they are going to get the first points. They're going to fight it out between them. Rutkowska on the front in the red and white, Stenberg on the second wheel. Amy Kure's just taking a look. She's watching the giant screen, very clever. Amy Kure, she just is very aware of what is going on this track all the time. The sprint then, Anita Stenberg takes 5. And I think Ruskowska is starting to suffer here. These two riders really are in a position where they've got to make a commitment. As we see Amy Cure riding against there, the Ukrainian rider, to take the next set of points. There's the third and fourth place. Amy Cure takes third. And the Ukrainian rider, Anna Norina, took 1 point there. There's confirmation of the points. Stenberg top of the leaderboard now after the first sprint with 5. Rutkowska of Poland with 3. Amy Cure with 2. And Norina with 1. A big attack now starting to happen in the peloton as we look here at the two riders at the front of the race. Been out there a long, long time, but now you can see they are being brought back. But the counter-attack is starting to happen. One rider in the gap, and that's Elise Delzenne, the former French road race champion. And she's used these two riders as a springboard to go on the move now. And the Polish rider can't quite get onto the wheel. She's kind of left these riders without much firepower. Elise Delzenne would probably be doing well just to press on her own. Fast race so far. 3 riders at the front. Delzenne, Rutkowska, Stenberg. Delzenne by far the strongest rider in this trio now. She won the Trophée d'Or Féminin on the road as well. She's a member of the Team Pursuit squad of France. Looks like we've got some more counter-attacks going as we look at Elise Delzenne, who's kind of thinking, right, do I continue with this or not? The counter-attack comes now, and it happens at the front with Kirsten Wild and Eleanor Barker. These two riders have been locked in combat over the last few days in numerous different races. 83 laps of racing to go. Amy Cure now senses the danger, makes her way up to the front. The attack of Barker and Wild is nullified. Amy Cure looking for a title here. 11 medals in 4 different World Championships now. Some record. Coming up to the next sprint then, and remember Stenberg is the leader of this race. She's again in the mix, so she's riding strongly, but it's Amy Cure and Kirsten Wild who are going elbow to elbow. On the outside is the Italian rider Giorgia Bronzini, and Bronzini's going to take the points. Don't discount Giorgia Bronzini for a medal here, twice the bronze medalist in this World Championship discipline. Bronzini takes the 5, Kirsten Wild was with 3, Amy Cure will take 2, and it will be Raquel Sheath who will take 1 point for New Zealand. Bronzini, a double world champion as a road rider. 79 laps to go, there's confirmation of sprint number 2. Giorgia Bronzini takes 5, Kirsten Wild 3, Amy Cure 2, and Raquel Sheath takes 1. Just going clear now. There's the sprint of Bronzini. Bronzini now one of the oldest riders in the peloton. I saw her in the lift yesterday and we were talking about her points race. She said all these youngsters are having their day now. Anita Stenberg, still the leader, joined there with Bronzini. Amy Cure with 4. Rutkowska is there. And the reaction in the velodrome, you'll be able to tell that Hong Kong, China are on the attack. They're in the second group. The leader now is Minami Iwano of Japan, the silver medalist in 2015. In the red, white and black. She's at the front, followed by Jamila Machikova of the Czech Republic. And then Yang Ching-yu and Lotte Kopecky of Belgium. With that trio of riders trying to go across now to the Japanese rider, Minami Iwano, the silver medalist in 2015. at the front of the race then. It comes back together. And that attack of the Hong Kong China rider is nullified. Eleanor Barker sensed the danger. And she brings the race back together. 73 laps of racing to go. A couple of laps until we see the sprint as the Irish rider goes on the move. This is Lydia Gurley. Rode the race yesterday. The Madison, you can see a few battle scars on her. Both her and Lydia Boylan hit the deck. 1 lap to go to the next sprint. It looks like the Irish rider Lydia Gurley is going to go for the 5 points, being followed by Jasmine Doering of Canada. Jasmine Doering was Jasmine Glazer, twice a silver medalist, 1 time a bronze medalist in this discipline, and Lydia Gurley is just going to miss out on the points there after that. She just misses out on a point, but Jasmine is now going clear for Canada, trying to stretch this race a little bit. Glazer of Canada takes the points. Behind her is the Austrian rider. That's Verena Eberhardt. Bronzini just trying to pip the Irish rider Gurley for those points. I think she just did as well. .68 laps to go. Thank you for joining me. This is the confirmation of sprint number 3. Jasmine Doering took 5 points, Eberhardt 3, Bandikova of Russia took 2, and Bronzini scores again, so I think Bronzini's going to be top of the leaderboard here. It's a Canadian rider just trying to recover after that very difficult sprint. So confirmation then that the Italian Giorgia Bronzini is the leader of this points race. There she is with 6 points. She's the dark horse in this group. Everyone's been talking about the likes of Amy Cure and Eleanor Barker and Lotte Kopecky, but Bronzini is extremely experienced. When we were talking yesterday, I said, yeah, but Georgia, the young riders might be in here, but you know you just duck and dive, and the race could be yours. And she just smiled and laughed. She knows that she can win this race. In front of the race now, Lotte Kopecky going on the attack with Yang Chin Yu of Hong Kong, China. If you'd like to join me on Twitter, @AntLacrossen, it's where you can join me for this racing today. If you'd like to make any predictions, or you just want to give me your thoughts on what might happen during today's racing, please do. 64 laps to go now as Amy Cure looks around. Amy Cure's sitting in 4th place. She's quite poised to try and win this for Australia. Bronzini with 6 points, Doering and Stenberg with 5, Amy Cure with 4, Eberhardt and Wheel with 3, Bandikova with 2, Sheath and Arena with 1 point so far. Oh, a big crash, a couple of riders hitting the deck. And it looked like the Russian rider hit the deck then. Big sprints now going on. It looks like Bronzini was towards the back as well. She's having to try and close up. Sarah Hammer's at the front of the race. Eleanor Barker looking for the points now. Eleanor Barker's going to take the 5. She's capitalised on that problem there. Sarah Hammer there, and now Eleanor Barker stretches the race very hard. The group is in pieces, a perfect moment for an attack. And 2 of the fastest pursuiters in the world now go on the move. It's Barker and Hammer. Sarah Hammer putting in a massive turn at the front. 59 laps to go. Jasmine Doering trying to close the gap. Amy Cure also trying to. Confirmation then of the sprint. Barker, Hammer, Doering and Delzen. They were the point scorers that time. This race is in a little bit of disarray. It's a big, big crash. Eleanor Barker is refusing to give in as this race now is in one long line. 58 laps to go. Here's the crash, so the Russian rider just gets close. She leans on Kirsten Wild. That doesn't always go well, and it didn't go well that time. And the Japanese rider also hits the deck very, very hard. But they're both now safely up, just to confirm. Kirsten Wild, when you lean on her, really doesn't give you any ability to push her. She's not going to shift. Well, Barker and Sarah Hammer decided that when you hear a crash in a track race, there is no reason why you can't attack. And they have decided to attack and use this one to try and take 20 points. They're putting everyone else in a little bit of difficulty now. The standings after 4 sprints. Yasmin During is the leader with 7 points. Bronzini with 6, Barker with 5, Stenberg with 5, Amy Cure with 4. Hammer is down in near the bottom with 3, but I think this race is about to change. Eleanor Barker, the Olympic champion of the team pursuit. Sarah Hammer, 5 times an individual pursuit world champion. You put these two together and they can go quicker than most of the peloton. Russian rider is still riding strongly, but any moment now, Sarah Hammer and Eleanor Barker are about to transform this race. They can see the back of the peloton now. Barker sensed the possibility of taking a lap. She put the pressure on, and she was immediately joined by Sarah Hammer. And slowly but surely they are reeling this one in. 52 laps to go. World champion of the Omnium, of course, Sarah Hammer, individual pursuit world champion. And they are going to take the lap now. They're going to also just hold back a little bit, I think, and take the sprint. So Barker and Hammer take a sprint and also take the points, which will put them firmly at the top of the leaderboard. Kirsten Wild now takes the 3rd place. Behind her is Badiakova, who was involved in that crash. Fair play to her for being so quick to get up. 49 laps remain, and this race has now changed. Barker takes 5, Hammer takes 3, Wild takes 2, Badiakova takes 1, but Barker and Hammer have taken 20 points for taking a lap from the rest of the field. The standings now look like this. Eleanor Barker, top of the leaderboard with 30. Sarah Hammer with 26. Yasmin During with 7. Bronzini with 6. And that's the rest of the rundown. If you want to win this world title now, you have to take a lap on Barker and on Sarah Hammer. We're now just sitting in the group and recovering. We're on board with Jamila Machakova, looking back at Corina Eberhardt of Austria there in the red and white. This is a tremendously tough bike race so far. Hammer's desperately trying to recover at the back of the string. Barker's also sitting quite a long way back. Eleanor Barker looks to have this race pretty under control right now. There's been a few crashes though, so everyone is a little bit nervous, obviously. 45 laps still remain. Comes all back together, and a big attack immediately from the world champion of the Madison, Lotta Kopecky. Immediately joined by and a move of Kirsten Wild, and going with Kirsten Wild is Giorgia Bronzini. So 3 very, very good road riders now at the front. Lotta Kopecky, 5th in a Tour of Flanders. Kirsten Wild, one of the most prolific winners in the women's road scene. Giorgia Bronzini, a double world champion on the road, but Eleanor Barker has sensed the danger of that, and she's about to close the gap up on the rest of the field. Do join me on Twitter if you would like to. @Crossing is where you can say hello. Thank you to all of you who've joined us over the last few days. Thanks to Carly McCulloch, of course, who has joined us too. laps to go. Kirsten Wild at the front. Eleanor Barker now dominating this points race for Great Britain. And Barker takes second place to Kirsten Wild that time. She's absolutely firing on all cylinders today. Is Eleanor Barker looking for her first solo world title. She posted so far the medals that she's won. And she posted on her Twitter and Instagram feed this morning that sense that she now wanted to bring home the rainbow bands. 39 laps to go. The result of sprint number 6. Wheel takes 5, Barker 3, Bronzini 2, Raquel Sheath has 1 point. And Barker just keeping an eye on the rest of the race. She's seemingly been around a long time, but it's because she has been so talented in the British programme that Eleanor Barker, she moved from being a junior world champion on the road as a time trialist into being one of the main members of the Great Britain team. She's always won combined titles. Team Pursuit Olympic champion, world champion twice in the Team Pursuit. She doesn't have her own solo title on the track. In the last few days, she's taken silvers in the scratch and in the Madison. She's got a lot of work to do here to close the gap on this front group of riders, and Sarah Hammer's kind of helping her out as well. It's up to Hammer and Barker to control everything. Kirsten Wild has 10 points. Charlotte Becker is trying to go away for Germany now at the front of this race. There's Sarah Hammer and Eleanor Barker, the two leaders of this points race. Sarah Hammer could go out here with a big medal. Lottie Becker is still at the front. Barker and Hammer catch the leaders. Kirsten Wild is sitting in the second group. Perfect move by Barker and Hammer to take those 20 points. And now Lottie Becker is trying to go across. A world champion of the team time trial. Member of the German Team Pursuit squad is Lottie Becker. And now she senses the possibility of scoring some points. She hasn't scored yet. During now at the front of the race. Eleanor Barker's looking for some more points, but it is Lottie Becker who's going to cruise around here to take the 5 points. She's the head of the race. She scores 5, and the sprint goes in now between Barker, who takes 3, Yasmin During, who takes 2, and Lottie Kopecky, who takes 1 point. There's the second, third and fourth place riders. Barker is accumulating a massive points tally right now. Barker in the middle of this track has got Chris Newton with her. Becker takes the 5 on the screen now. Barker, During, Kopecky, and he's a world champion on the track. Knows how to ride a points race. Sarah Hammer's now decided to make a move. Eleanor Barker has got to respond to this. When she does, she looks around to see whether anyone's going to help her, and they're not. So Lotte Kopecky is there. Eleanor Barker decides, right, we've got to do something about this, because Sarah Hammer's going to try and take another lap on the rest of the field. She's incredibly strong. And Barker is the only rider who's got the legs to go with Sarah Hammer. This is stretching this race. Hammer is not going to give in. Some of the riders in this peloton right now are simply just looking around. They just can't comprehend the pace that's going in now. Barker's looking for a little bit of assistance. She almost closed the gap. Machakova's going to close the gap up to Sarah Hammer, and Hammer is now cruising away. This could be a big danger for Eleanor Barker now. Sarah Hammer is going to try and win this world title with taking a lap on the rest of the field. 25 laps to go. Suddenly Eleanor Barker has hit the red zone, and Sarah Hammer's about half a lap up on the rest of the field. This could be the big moment in this race. Sarah Hammer is absolutely giving this full throttle. This is going to put her into the gold medal position. And Sarah Hammer has put Eleanor Barker into all sorts of difficulty. Barker has suddenly cracked a little bit in this race. Sarah Hammer of the United States of America just has so much power, and now she is going to try and lap the field for the second time. Well, Barker was getting involved in the sprints. Meanwhile, it was Hammer who was sitting back and recovering, and she's using her speed, joining up with the Japanese rider, who is a silver medalist in this event, Minawa Iwano. Sarah Hammer is possibly going to put herself in here to win a world title. With only 22 laps to go, it's an absolutely perfect move. Eleanor Barker just couldn't close the gap on Sarah Hammer. 1 lap to go. This is going to firmly put Sarah Hammer into the gold medal position. It's going to be too late now for Eleanor Barker to take a lap on Sarah Hammer. Hammer now takes the 5 points. Rider from Japan is there in second place. Barker is trying to get things moving so that she doesn't get caught by Sarah Hammer. Hammer is now about half a lap down. The response goes in. 20 laps to go. Hammer doesn't have far to go to be given the 20 points. She has to catch the main bulk of the peloton, and they are not far in front of her now. Can she do it before the finish? Barker is desperately trying to do something about it. 20 laps to go. Sarah Hammer is just looking down, hoping that this pace calms down. The Japanese rider is so tired, she almost came off the track. Confirmation then that Sarah Hammer's moved up to be very close to Eleanor Barker. It's looking for a little bit of help from Kirsten Wield now. Hammer took 5, Iwano took 3. Sarah Hammer just cannot close the gap. Barker now working hard with Elise Delzen. Here's confirmation then that Barker is at 36 points. Hammer is at 31. Wild's at 10. And Hammer now is trying to go it alone to catch the rest of the peloton. She's got 16 laps to take the lap on the rest of the field. Everyone is absolutely spent now. And Hammer can see the peloton. Eleanor Barker is leading this peloton and trying to get everyone to stay in the wheels, trying to make life really difficult for Sarah Hammer. She almost closed the gap on Hammer when she went, and Hammer now is cracking. 15 laps to go. This is a desperate moment for the American rider. Now Eleanor Barker goes on the attack. She decides she's got to try and do something about this on her own. She's going to try and catch Sarah Hammer. Kirsten Wield goes with her to give her a little bit of a recovery. Barker now is chasing down Sarah Hammer. What a race this is. 14 laps to go. These two riders have put up an incredible race. Hammer is just so close to taking a lap. If she takes the lap, she gets 20 points. And Hammer now can see the back of the peloton. And Barker has also got to take a lap. Hammer gets renewed enthusiasm for this move. Eleanor Barker has got 13 laps to go. Sarah Hammer of the United States of America is about to take 20 points on the rest of the field. Kirsten Wield and Lotte Kopecky are there. Any moment now, Sarah Hammer is going to be the leader of this race. And Sarah Hammer is almost there. It's taken her so many laps to do it. Eleanor Barker now goes clear. She's going to try and take a lap before the finish. Hammer still hasn't got to the back of the peloton, but any moment now she will do. One more lap to go to the next sprint. Sarah Hammer's going to hang back a little bit. She can see the peloton in front of her. It's a big fight between Barker and Hammer for the gold medal. 11 laps to go. Sarah Hammer goes onto the back of the string. She takes 20 points. The front of the race is the Japanese rider. And is Eleanor Barker going to rescue this? The front of the race, Wield Barker, Kopecky have now got 9 laps of racing to go, and this is a desperate moment. Sarah Hammer is now top of the leaderboard with 51 points. Remember, there are 10 points on the final sprint as well, but Barker has to catch the peloton before the end of this race, or she will be the silver medalist. Sarah Hammer in the gold medal position. What a thrilling points race this is. The peloton are just cruising around. Eleanor Barker senses here that the possibility of taking a lap is on. She can see the back of the peloton. This is going to put Eleanor Barker back in the gold medal position. But Sarah Hammer is now looking for the maximum points in the last sprint. This is absolutely incredible. Eleanor Barker now takes the 20 points. But she has to get to the front because Sarah Hammer is there. So Eleanor Barker now goes back to the top of the group on 59 points, I make it. What an absolutely incredible points race this is. We are 6 laps from the end. The front of the race is in shreds. Lotte Becker from Germany, making her way around the track. And Lotte Becker is about to take a lap on the rest of the field as well. Meanwhile, Barker and Hammer are side by side in the peloton. The front of the race is the rider in white, Lotte Becker of Germany. She is the leader of the actual lap, but in terms of the overall, it's all about these 2 riders, Eleanor Barker and Sarah Hammer. 59 points to 51. There are 10 points for the first rider across the line in the last sprint. 6 for second place, 4 for third, and 2 for the final sprint. So if Lotte Becker stays here, then Lotte Becker would get, in fact, Lotte Becker is close to winning a bronze medal here. If she takes the lap and the sprint, but she can't take both of them. That's the problem. So Lotte Becker, the front of the race, coming down now to the last 2 laps of what has been an absolutely incredible points race. Lotte Becker is going to take the final sprint, but that's academic. It's all about what happens with Eleanor Barker and Sarah Hammer. And neither of them, I think, are going to score points, which means that Eleanor Barker is going to be the world champion of the points race. Barker's making a move up on the outside. She's not worried now. She just has to give everything. The last sprint taken by Lotte Becker. The world champion is Eleanor Barker of Great Britain. What an absolutely incredible race from that young British rider. She takes the title. Absolutely incredible. Eleanor Barker, 22 years of age, sits up. She takes one of the most thrilling points races we've ever seen. She took 2 laps on the field. Hammer put her absolutely on the ropes. But finally she takes it. It's her first solo world title. Yesterday she gave everything in a brutal Madison, but Eleanor Barker has taken the points race. The title she so deeply wanted. Sarah Hammer showed what an incredible bike racer she is. Eleanor Barker takes the flag. She's won the Olympic title with her team. She's won the world title with her team, but this is the first time that she will be the world champion individually. What a race that was. She had to dig so deep to come back at Sarah Hammer. Hammer took so many laps to get to the back of the peloton again. That just shows she properly nearly cracked in the middle of that race. She was almost on the wheel of Sarah Hammer, and then suddenly she was probably in the red zone. She had to swing up and say, I just don't have the legs to go with it. Full respect to Sarah Hammer and to Eleanor Barker. being greeted by her teammates in the team pursuit. That's just the result of the final sprint. Lottie Becker took 10 points. Manon Lloyd and Emily Kay greeting her there. Eleanor Barker. Well, that picture tells you everything, doesn't it? All smiles from Eleanor Barker. She's going to work her way down the steep banking here. She's a bit worried about falling over, I think. Track races are as thrilling as that one. Here's the final result. Eleanor Barker takes the gold for Great Britain with 59 points. Sarah Hammer takes 51 points to take the silver. Kirsten Wild takes the bronze with 35. A true display of power between Hammer and Barker. It really was a thrilling finish. Lotte Kopecky rode well there. Amy Cure figuring in the race again. I think yesterday's Madison for Cure and Alexandra Manley was a brutal affair. And there's the rest of the riders who finished. 22 riders in the field. She's all smiles. You meet her, she's just quietly spoken, comes from Wales. Then you meet her on a bike and you wouldn't want to race her, would you? Well, next race is going to be the men's kilometre time trial. This is the start list for the race. I think we're going to see some fast times here. It's literally 4 laps of the track, and the rider who crosses the line with the fastest time will be the winner overall. First rider up on the track is Joachim Eilers of Germany, the world champion of last year, twice the silver medalist. Eilers then underway for Germany. Eilers wearing the trademark green socks. Always wears them on the track, it's his little lucky thing. Here he goes then into the aero tuck. This is one of the hardest disciplines to get absolutely right. Joachim Eilers, world record 56.303 in the men's kilometre time trial. Joachim Eilers is looking here to set the fastest time. This is going to be a tremendous ride. Here he goes. Joachim Eilers picks up the tempo into the last lap. He looks fast. 46.259 through the 750 metres point. Isla's qualified as 8th fastest. Maybe he's held just something back for this final. Racing up towards the conclusion of this ride. 1-1-2-2-1. I'm not sure Islas will be 100% happy with that performance. 58.803 kilometers an hour for Joachim Islas. So Joachim Islas, I think, is going to be struggling to defend his title. The crowd getting ready to greet the next rider onto the track. Onto the track then, this is another German rider. Into the starting blocks, doing up the straps, keeping the feet in the pedals as well. This is Dornbach of Germany. Maximilian Dornbach underway then, trying to beat the time of Joachim Islas. 1-1-2-2-1 is the time to beat. He gets out of the blocks nicely. Looking to get that gear turning over. This first 250 meters is hefty because you're trying to get on the top of the gear. Then in the second 500-meter phase, you've just got to keep the pace on and then hope that you don't meet the pain and red zone of the last 250 too early. So he's just slightly down on Joachim Islas, 0.287 down through the opening phase of this race. Let's see whether he can start to accelerate just a little bit. 1 lap to go. The coach is asking for a little bit more, 0.202 down. Maximilian Dornbach struggling around the last few turns here. Into turn 3 and coming out of turn number 4 in towards the finishing line. And he's going to be outside the time of Joachim Islas, his teammates. Islas remains top of the leaderboard. 1-1-2-2-1. Maximilian Dornbach looked like he really was struggling to get on top of that performance there. Shoulders rocking a lot, even on the tri-bars. Looking across the track then, Joachim Islas is the leader. Dylan Kennett appears on the track then for New Zealand. New Zealand have a very good record in this event. Simon van Veldhoven has been a multiple medalist in these championships in the kilometre. Dylan Kennett underway in this 1 kilometre time trial, 4 laps of the track. side, who is the winner of the world title. There was the qualification round on earlier today. Hasn't given them an awful long time to recover, so we might see slower times than the qualification round, which was very, very fast indeed. Dylan Kennett then 26.068 through that phase, and just 0.584 down on the time of Joachim Eilers. Just seeing how Dylan Kennett's going now. Can he pick this up a little bit? 0.407 down, so he's not really getting anywhere closer to the time of Joachim Eilers. Looks to be really struggling on this gear now, but can he get a little bit more speed out of the bike? Second fastest, 1:1.324. Coach just asking for a little bit more speed. About to get underway for Russia, qualified at a time of 1:1.171, an average speed of 58.851 kilometers an hour. The fastest qualification time was Francois Pervis with 1:00.482. Alexander Vizukino now underway. The time to beat is 1:1.221. He's very capable of beating that time. So we'll see whether he can unseat the defending champion, but he started very steady, 0.933. May well be on a big gear. He gets into that aero tuck, looks very, very strong. So Joachim Eilers' time may well not be a concern. The coach asking for a little bit more, but he's not finding any more speed. Looks like he is under pressure here, 0.739 down. Into the final lap. Has he got any more? 0.632, he's still not there. Vizukino of Russia. Well, Eilers with 1:1.221 is starting to look like that's a fast time for this afternoon. Hits the line in 1:1.773, the fourth fastest of the four riders who have gone so far. Joachim Eilers' time then 1:1.221, an average speed 58.803 kilometers an hour. It is starting to look good here for Joachim Eilers to get a medal at least. Four more riders left to take to the start of this kilometre time trial as we welcome Thomas Barbeck onto the track, the bronze medalist in the Keirin. Barbeck will have good morale after that Keirin medal. Coach just giving him that last little bit of motivation. Time to beat 1:1.221. And any moment now, that time doesn't get beaten, this man's going to be in a shout of a medal. Paid him a little disservice saying 1-1-2-2-1 wouldn't get a medal, but you wouldn't have said that before this competition. Thomas Barbeck gets out of the start. The coach runs alongside, gives him that little bit of motivation out of the starting block just to keep the concentration going. And Barbeck is point 1-2-1 down. So he's in the ballpark for a medal position. And now he's point 192 down as he gets into his stride. Thomas Barbeck trying to get a little bit more speed. He was a fast qualifier. Can he now translate this to some speed? He's coming back now. Thomas Barbeck starting to look good. Time of wacky milers, 1-1-2-2-1 is the time to beat. Barbeck is now going quicker. So Barbeck has found some more speed here, 0.052. This is in the ballpark to go to the top of the leaderboard. Barbeck now into the final couple of turns, races through turn 3, and he'll come out of turn 4. Is this going to be the fastest time? Top of the leaderboard, 1-1-0-4-8. Just under 59 kilometers an hour. A good time by Thomas Barbeck. 1-1-0-4-8. So now it is Barbeck from Eilers, from Kennett, with 3 more riders left to take to the start. Barbeck just recovering then. So the time to beat changes to 1-1-0-4-8. The French coach up now to welcome Quentin Lafargue to the track. Bronze medalist in the World Championships last year. Qualified in a time of 1:00.714. Don't forget, you can join me on Twitter @AntMcCrossan is where you can join me this afternoon for this racing. Quentin Lafargue about to get underway. Gives himself that last little bit of motivation, that last little talk. He's been warming up for a long time here. Quentin Lafargue drives out of the start. Now starting to accelerate down the back straight. The opening split is what we're looking at. He's already faster. So Lafargue is faster by 0.019. Can he now get into that aero tuck and make himself even quicker? He's actually slowed down a little bit, having got into the tuck. So Barbeck is now faster by 0.059. Lafargue needs to find a little bit more speed. 0.077 down. He needs to find a little bit more. 0.043. He's found a little bit more speed now. He needs to drive it all the way to the finishing line. Quentin Lafargue of France picking this up through turn 3 and into turn 4. This is going to be really, really close. 0.008. Oh, he absolutely equals the time. 1:1:048. A dead heat between Barbeck and Lafargue for the top position. Wow. Identical down to 1,000th of a second. 1:1:048. That's incredible. A dead heat between Barbeck and Lafargue for the #1 position at this moment in time, and they can't be split. 1-1-0-4-8. Very, very impressive. He was the leader through the first split, and then he just started to fade away a little. I wonder what's going to happen if we get to these two being top of the leaderboard. 2 gold medals will be presented, I guess. There's confirmation. Absolutely identical time. 1-1-0-4-8 is now the time to beat. 2 more riders to go. The next rider is up on the track from Poland. 3:12 in the afternoon here in Hong Kong. Christoph Maxel is the next rider to go. This used to be like the 100 meters of athletics, the pure sprint. Now not in the Olympic Games. Christoph Maxel is underway. Can he beat the time of both Barbeck and Lafargue? He's faster already. 0.235. His qualification time was 1:00.611. Trying to get that frontal area as small as possible. Looking up just to guide himself on the track. Slowing down a little bit. 0.082. This is a good ride here by Christoph Maxel. Only 1 rider left to go after this. Maxel 0.037 down as we hit the bell. 0.011 ahead. Maxel now, can he translate this to the gold medal position? Christoph Maxel of Poland, he's all over the bike. Those shoulders are rocking, the back wheel's going out as he heads to the line. 3rd fastest. 1-1-1-4-3. We still have 2 riders tied for the gold medal. He's in the bronze medal position. You could just see he was faltering. That back wheel was skidding around all over the place. He just couldn't hold the bike straight anymore. Coach just asking for just more. Give me a little bit more if you can. 1-1-1-4-3. So the time to beat is 1-1-0-4-8. An average speed of 58.969 kilometers an hour. Only 1 rider now can do that. And he is a triple world champion in this discipline. He's getting ready to come out onto the track. Here he is from France, the chocolate spread loving Francois Purvis. Celebrated his world titles a couple of years ago by not going out for some beers but going home and having chocolate spread on toast. Just confirmation then. I've just had a quick look through the rules. If there's an identical best time, then they will be awarded a medal each. Here we go. The medal will be the same medal awarded, so there's no split. We can't split them any further than they are now. Francois Purvis is underway. The time to beat, 1-1-0-4-8. Francois Purvis, his qualification time was a 1:00.5 4.82. This Frenchman has been a little bit off colour for about a year, but now he's coming back. Purvis goes faster, 0.892. Francois Purvis looking for his hat-trick of victories. 0.925 now for Francois Purvis. This is looking increasingly likely to be the world title. 1 lap to go, 0.863, he's up now. Francois Purvis driving his way down the back straight. He's looking like he's starting to tie up a little bit. 0.683 now ahead of the time. Francois Purvis hits the line. It is the world title. Francois Purvis, the world champion, 1:00.714. Quentin Lafargue just shakes his head. Francois Purvis is back. This man never lies down. He wins a world title. What a stunning 1 kilometre by Francois Purvis. Takes his 4th title. Sorry, I think I said 3. He's won it 13, 14, 15, and now 17. Francois Purvis powering his way to the finishing line. 1:00.714, just over 59 kilometres an hour. Francois Purvis, 4 times the world kilometre champion. He's at the top of the track now. He's trying to recover. He has pushed himself to the absolute limit. But finally the rainbow bands are going to be back on his shoulders. He's now wondering how he's going to get back into the centre of the track. Don't fall over. That's a bit painful, I think. He can't even make his way down the track. I think that hurt just a little bit. A stunning display of power from the Frenchman. Francois Purvis, 1:00.714. The coach is happy. They've done well over the last couple of days, haven't they? With Benjamin Thomas yesterday. Lafargue just shakes his head. He did all he could. He'll get a silver medal, so will Thomas Barbeck. A mixture of smile and grimace. Spectacular racing. As Purvis celebrates, we're going to bring you the interview with the winner of the women's points race. Eleanor Barker celebrating, and here she is now.
Eleanor, congratulations. That was a really thrilling final. How did you resist Sarah's attack in the penultimate sprint?
It was really, really hard. She was such a tough competitor and she was such a hard person to race against. And just somehow had some legs for the last 5 laps. Had to use my sprint a little bit early just to catch up to her, and then it's just a case of trying to hold on.
This is your 7th World Championships, but this is your first individual gold. You must be really happy and relieved somehow?
I'm incredibly happy, yeah, so happy. I've had 2 silvers this week, and until the last lap it looked like it was going to be another silver, so I was already a little bit heartbroken, and now I'm just so happy and so relieved that I got a gold.
And this is the final day. We've seen an incredible crowd here this week in Hong Kong. That must be a great boost for riders.
Yeah, it was amazing. I've got a lot of teammates that have come up to see me today, which is really nice. Came to trackside to see me, could hear them shouting the whole way. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
All smiles from Eleanor Barker. She was already heartbroken in the middle of the race when she saw Sarah Hammer going. She didn't want another silver, she wanted the world title, and in a moment we're going to see her presented as the world champion of the points race. So the medal ceremony of the women's points race.
UCI Track Cycling World Championships Women's Points Race.
各位先生、各位女士，現在進行2017場地單車世界錦標賽女子25公里記分賽頒獎禮。
The medals and UCI World Champions jersey will be presented by member of the UCI Management Committee, Renato Di Rocco.
獎牌以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣將會由國際單車聯盟管理委員會委員頒發。
Winner of the bronze medal representing the Netherlands.
銅牌得主係代表荷蘭。
Kirsten Wild.
Kirsten Wild is the winner of the bronze medal for the Netherlands.
Winner of the silver medal.
Well, I wonder whether this might be the last medal we see this amazing rider winning world championships.
Sarah
Kind of hope not after that display. Sarah Hammer of the United States of America. An incredible record in Olympic Games and World Championships.
UCI Track Cycling World Championships Women's Points Race. Gold medalist and winner of the UCI World Champions jersey representing Great Britain.
2017場地單車世界錦標賽女子25公里記分賽金牌以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣，得主係代表英國。
Eleanor Barker.
Eleanor Barker is the world champion of the points race, normally surrounded by her teammates in a team pursuit. Olympic champion in that discipline, plus world champion twice as a team pursuiter, but now she makes the move to be solo and to take the rainbow bands. Her teammate Katie Archibald also took a title this week in the women's Omnium. Joanna Rousel-Shand and Laura Kenny have taken either retirement in Joe's case or in Laura Kenny's case. They'll wait to have a baby until decides what to do for the next Olympic cycle. Eleanor Barker, the World Points Race champion. Gifts now being presented. And now the national anthem of Great Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Great Britain.
各位先生、各位女士，請起立。現在就英國國歌。
Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge all of our medalists.
各位先生、女士，請以熱烈嘅掌聲祝賀我哋各位得獎運動員。
There's our podium then in the women's points race. Kirsten Wield, Sarah Hammer, Eleanor Barker. Well, that's what it means to win a world title. All smiles. Eleanor Barker's one of those riders who can motivate to ride a bike. She started cycling with a club called the Maindy Flyers in Wales when she was the age of 10. She didn't want to do swimming classes, so she decided to ride a bike. That club has produced riders such as Geraint Thomas and Luke Rowe and many, many other very well-known riders indeed. Her sister also is a very well-known bike rider. Owen Dool, another member of the Maindy Flyers. They produce some pretty incredible bike riders by just seeking out the talent of the kids and encouraging them just to enjoy riding their bikes. Francois Purvis, the winner of the kilometre. There's the result. Francois Purvis took the world title ahead of Barbeck and Lafargue, tied on time. So let's hear now from the man who's won 4 times this world title.
Francois, congratulations. That was a thrilling race. The great Francois is back, and we had an amazing race with number 2 and 3 tied for silver.
Yeah, it's true. 2 guys in same time for a silver medal, so it's very rare. And for me, yes, it's a beautiful comeback because last year it was difficult for me. My condition was not so good all last year. And I go again in Japan 4 months last winter. And when I come in France in January, I focus on this World Championship and I give my best to be the best.
We know you love Asia. You're practicing, you're training a lot in Japan. Can you give some few words for the audience here who was so supportive today?
Yeah, it's true. Since 6 years, last 6 years, I live in Japan around 3-4 months every year. So I know very well Japan. It's near of here, and it's good for me because I feel the same atmosphere than in Japan, and I feel almost like at home here.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for this comeback. Thank you.
Francois Pervis is back. So the medal ceremony then of the men's kilometre time trial. This will be an unusual one because we have the tie for second place.
World Championships men's time trial.
各位先生、各位女士，現在進行2017場地單車世界錦標賽男子1公里個人計時賽頒獎禮。
The medals and a UCI World Champions jersey will be presented by Vice President of the UCI, Mr. David Lapation.
No one on the bronze medal step. First time we've seen that in World Championships for a while.
Winner of the silver medal representing the Czech Republic.
銀牌得主係代表捷克。
Thomas Babek.
Thomas Barbek, the first of our silver medalists. I'm sure a proud moment for David Lapatien, who presents the medals, because he's got two Frenchmen on the podium to present medals too.
Representing France.
銀牌得主係代表法國。
Quentin Lafarge.
Quentin Lafarge, silver medalist with Thomas Barbek. Barbek with 2 medals this week.
The UCI Track Cycling World Championships men's time trial gold medalist and winner of the UCI World Champions jersey representing France.
2017場地單車世界錦標賽男子1公里個人計時賽金牌，以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣，得主係代表法國。
Francois Pervis.
Francois Pervis, 4 times the champion in the last 5 years. Last year, just things would not go right for him on the bike at all. I remember talking to him at one point and he just was shaking his head. He just said, I just haven't got it. I just can't deliver right now. But he's come back, he's trained. I think he felt the pressure of trying to score points for the Olympic Games. It just became too much. But now he is back as world champion. He's all smiles. Amazing to see the recovery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of France.
各位先生、各位女士，請起立。現在就法國國歌。
all of our medalists.
各位先生、女士，請以熱烈嘅掌聲祝賀我哋各位得獎運動員。
Francois Purvis says, come and join me on the podium. 2 silvers and 1 gold there. No bronze medal presented. Barbeck and Lafargue equal on time. The photographers all ready then to take the shots that will go around the world. A little photo being taken about the European champs coming up in Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for our next event, which will be the women's series, please remember there is merchandise for sale on the back straight for the UCI 2017 Track Cycling World Championship presented by TISO. There's also snacks and drinks available at the other end.
Francois Purvis,
the back straight. Remember, we have 2 more world championships.
his 7th title in World Championships. He's still sweating. It's very, very warm in here. I'm told that the ultimate pressure for the ultimate temperature for this track is 23.5 degrees. It's probably about 28 right now in here. And we turn our attention next to the women's keirin final. First up, we'll have the ride for 7th to 12th places. Onto the track then for the women's keirin finals. This is the ride for the 7th to 12th places. Sarah Lee, unfortunately, not fighting out for the medals, but she's greeted onto the track. Those of you who haven't joined me over the last couple of days, she grew up literally 10 minutes from this track. She is very well known in Hong Kong, China. As we see Anastasia Voyn over there. Maureen van Riesen from the Netherlands. Lubia Basova of the Ukraine. Mai Chun-Li. The reception she gets in here is fantastic. The Derny bike is underway. Laps on the track, remember. The riders lining up behind the Derny. It peels off with 3 laps to go now. The rules have changed. It was 2.5. And this decides the 7th to 12th places in this contest. Guo Shuang in the red and yellow on the wheel of the Derny bike. Behind her, Sarah Lee. The next rider, Basova. Behind her, Laureen Van Riesen. Then Anastasia Voinova. And then Haejin Lee of Korea, who crashed in that last Keirin contest. Little gap left by Sarah Lee and the blue there of Hong Kong, China. Just hanging back so she can use the slipstream of Shuang Guo to accelerate. 3 laps to go, they're all looking around at each other. Just peeling off with 3 laps to go somehow changes the race. It's quite unusual. 2 laps to go. Haejin Lee stays at the front, wants to be out of trouble. Basova moves up on the outside. Sarah Lee makes her move now, pounces with 1 lap to go. She wants to please the crowd. It's incredible in here. They really do love watching her race. Laureen Van Riesen looks like she's going to get the 7th place. Sarah Lee's legs just give out a little bit. She makes her way to the line. Laureen Van Riesen takes 7th. Voinova takes 8th. 9th goes to Basova. 10th place, I think, will go to Sarah Lee. 11th to Guo Shuang. Van Riesen hits the line, 7th place in the Keirin. Well, the eagerly anticipated final of the Keirin is coming up. Sarah Lee just waving to the crowd in the middle of the track. They've enjoyed watching her racing here. And now we're about to decide another gold medal and where it is going to go. Coming up onto the track then, the women's Keirin final. This is the penultimate race of the 5 days of racing, the final women's race to be decided. Shanna Bras-Mannix on the track. She was the silver medalist 2 years ago. Simona Krupa-Kaita, multiple medalists in different disciplines. Stephanie Morton, the silver medalist in the team sprint with Carly McCulloch. Just talking, getting ready. Martha Beona of Colombia. Stephanie Morton, second in the women's sprint to this rider, Christina Vogel. Vogel has a warning against her name here. And the final member of the lineup is Nikki Devender. Which one of these riders is going to be the world champion? Vogel is the favourite. She's won it on 2 different occasions. She's the defending champion. Now we're about to find out. The riders then underway. The Derny bike goes to the front. Nikki de Grendela is the rider to lead off. Christina Vogel, second wheel. Vogel with just a little touch of pink inside the fingers of the gloves. That's her normal lucky charm. You can see them there. And on the cuffs as well. On her team sprint bike, she has pink labels. The manufacturer normally with a pink saddle as well. Can she win another title? She's already won the sprint here. Behind her, Martha Beona. Stephanie Morton with 2 silver medals so far. Can she win this World Keirin title? She's looked good all week. Behind her is Simona Krupakaite in the yellow. And right at the back, Shanna Braspanix of the Netherlands. 4 laps to go. The Derny bike peels off, 3 laps to go. Christina Vogel is on the front now. Doesn't have the pink saddle on today, she has the German flag saddle. Moving up, Simona Krupskaite. Vogel is sitting second wheel, Beona is there. Stephanie Morton moves up on the outside for Australia. Simona Krupskaite, Beona is moving all over the track here. 1 lap to go. Stephanie Morton makes a massive move. This is a big move by the Australian. She's looking fast. Stephanie Morton challenging Christina Vogel, who's going to take the medal here. Vogel is going for gold. Christina Vogel hits the line. Oh, what a ride by Christina Vogel. She takes the World Keirin title. Fantastic performance by Christina Vogel. Beona was second. Nikki de Grendela in 3rd place for Belgium. Stephanie Morton of Australia was so close to getting a medal there. She looked to have the acceleration and suddenly just those legs just didn't have it. But Christina Vogel backs up her win. Nikki de Grendela takes the bronze medal for Belgium. Not a bad record this week, is it? Christina Vogel, 2 golds, 1 silver. Sorry, 2 golds and 1 bronze, of course. She took the bronze in the team sprints. Great performance by Christina Vogel. Stephanie Morton, I thought, looked so quick on the outside. Martha Beona challenging Christina Vogel so to the line. But Vogel now is going to high-five the crowd. Superb performance. As I said when she won the sprint, it's so hard to come off an Olympic cycle and to take world titles on the back of it. Stephanie Morton was really strong on the outside here. Looked to have the medal sorted. Beona moves her out a little bit. Martha Beona so fast. Nikki de Grendela, big smiles from her. She takes the bronze. She's very pleased with that. The Belgians alongside me in the commentary box are extremely pleased with that performance of Nikki de Grendela. Christina Vogel celebrating. Confirmation then of the result. Vogel takes the gold, Beona takes second, Nikki de Grendela takes the bronze medal. Well, don't go away. The next race is the final race of these championships, and it is the men's and Madison. Beautiful celebrations from Christina Vogel. Thanking everyone for all their help to get her there. It's a big team effort to get these riders ready. Men's Madison start list. 15 teams in total will be taken to the start line. The riders up on the track then for this Men's Madison. We're going to get it underway in a moment. 200 laps on the track. 20 sprints, so sprints every 10 laps. And just to make it nice and simple for you, it's all about accumulating points. So in the sprints, you accumulate 5 points if you take a sprint. The last sprint is double points for 10. And if you take a lap, you get 20 points. Jolien Dora standing up next to me, celebrating the Belgian victory of taking a bronze, and now hoping for another medal in the Men's Madison. As we work our way through the fields, do join me on Twitter, @AntMcCrossan is where you can ask me any questions about the Madison as we get it underway. The teams, of course, teams of 2. So you can see the riders at the top of the track here who are resting. They will just circle the top of the track. The riders who are in that bunch, the peloton you're looking at now, are the riders who are racing around the bottom of the track. If you time it right, you give a hand sling to your partner who's resting in perfect time to take the sprint. 15 teams. Got to watch the action though, all sorts goes on. The first team to go on the attack are Austria and the Austrian team. Andreas Müller and Andreas Graf, a very good pairing. They're trying to take a lap now on the rest of the field to take the 20 points. So the team in red, white and black, the Austrian pairing. Andreas Müller was a silver medalist in the World Championship points race in 2016. Got a little bit of an advantage now. 196 laps of racing to go. Seems like a long way, doesn't it? 50 kilometres on the track. They will do this in less than an hour. And the field don't seem to be 100% interested in bringing him back. So he is opening up a little bit of an advantage. The team from Germany are now on the front of the group. Theo Reinhardt and Henrik Bommel. The Austrians seem to be opening up around about a quarter of a lap's lead. 194 laps remain. This Austrian pairing now over a quarter of a lap up as they hand-sling each other into the action. And the Polish team seem to be interested in trying to keep the tempo now. Alan Banachek and Daniel Staniszewski. I don't think it's going to be long now, though, till Austria see the tail of the peloton. And now the French team are making a little bit of a move. This French pairing, very, very good indeed. Morgan Niesky, twice a world champion of the Madison, with Benjamin Thomas, the world champion of the Omnium yesterday in that incredible finish to the Omnium contest. And the first points have been awarded. Niesky takes second. Behind him, the Dutch team and then the Czech Republic. So the first scores are up on the board. In fact, it was Ben Thomas who was the French rider slung into the action at the last minute. Austria took 5, France 3, 2 to the Netherlands, 1 to the Czech Republic. And this Austrian team now are getting very, very close to the 20 points. It's going to be early to take the 20. Poland trying to also get there too. And the Czech Republic team, they're a very strong pairing in the blue. Yuri Hochman and Martin Blaha, who both have taken a silver medal together previously and a bronze, albeit quite a long time ago, 2009 and 2011. The tempo seems to be up a little bit now. The Belgian team are looking strong, Moreno de Pauw and Kenny de Ketelaere. I'm wondering whether the Austrians are actually going to take their lap now, as the tempo in the peloton has gone very, very high. 185 laps now remaining. Leading rider then in the white and red from Austria. Still continuing with this attack. The Australians are starting to sense the danger, so the pressure goes on again. And the Austrian team still working hard to try and close this gap. It's Andreas Müller who's currently on the track. But now the Australians have decided they really don't want this to happen. And with 1 lap to go to the next sprint. Remember, sprints every 10 laps. Looks like this gap is closing. And the Australian team, with Callum Scottson now on the front. The gap closes suddenly to the Austrian pairing. So they take the 5, Poland take 3, Australia take 2. Australia with Cameron Meyer slung into the action then. What a record he has got in Madison contests. And the Austrian team are caught, the peloton all back together. Confirmation there on the screen of the points. Austria, Poland, Australia, Denmark. And the standings will mean that Austria are the leaders. There they are. Austria the leaders of this Madison after a couple of sprints. So there we go, 10 to them, 3 to France, 3 to Poland, 2 to Australia, 2 to the Netherlands. And then behind them, Denmark and the Czech Republic. No one on the attack, but Austria, Müller and Graf, the current leaders of this world title. The Australian pairing certainly up there as one of the favourites here for this race. Callum Scottson and Cameron Meyer. Cameron Meyer won that points race the other day with a display of just pure perfection on the track. World champion of this race twice, 2010, 2011. silver medalist in 2009 and the bronze medalist in 2012. Australia constantly near the front now. The Dutch team also looking quite interested in the action. It's Wim Strottinger and Juri Havik. They ride the 6 days. They will like a Madison chase, but now a big attack goes in, and it comes from Spain, and that's Albert Torres and Sebastian Mora. Torres, the world champion in 2014, silver medalist once, and also bronze medalist. Bronze medalist with Mora last year. And they have gone on the attack with a big move here. Albert Torres, the bronze medalist in the Omnium, of course, yesterday. He's going to take the 5 points this time. The 3 is going to be contested by the Dutch and the Australians, and 1 point goes to France. So the teams that we expected to be involved in the action at the front are involved with 170 laps to go. There's a slow motion of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th place riders. 169 laps to go. Spain took 5, Netherlands took 3, Australia took 2, and the 1 point went to France. There's our current leaders, Sebastian Mora. That's an aerodynamic sitting right on the front of the saddle with 168 laps to go now. 167 come up. He's looking pretty good off the front of this race now. Remember, the race goes on at the bottom of the track on the black line. They hand-sling each other into the action, but simply it's all about points. You just accumulate points in the sprints and when there is the opportunity to take a lap. And Austria have accumulated the most points so far, 10 points to them. Spain with 5, Netherlands with 5, and the rest of the teams who have scored points include Australia there in 4th place. Looks like the attack is going to be brought back by the Italian pairing. Liam Battazzo, silver medalist in the World Championships previously with Elia Viviani, who rides for Team Sky. Simone Consoni, the bronze medalist in the Team Pursuit. And they can see Torres and Mora just in front of them now, the Australian team assisting in the chase. 1 lap to go to the next sprint. It's very fast in here. It looks like Callum Scottson is the sprinter for the Australian team. Cameron Myers constantly throwing him into the action to get the points. And Torres and Mora are about to be caught. 5 points went to Spain, 3 to Australia that time. There's the result of sprint number 4. Spain 5, Australia 3. Denmark took 2 and Ireland scored a point as well. They put themselves up into 8th place. They won the Madison in the Los Angeles round of the World Cups. Felix English and his partner Mark Downey. 158 laps still remain. Still, Spain are continuing with this attack, just hoping that the peloton calms down a little bit and then they can ride away. But Spain lead, they're tied on points now with Austria. Australia move into 3rd place, so Meyer and Scottson making a bit of a shift now up the table. Netherlands with 5 points, they lie 4th overall. Torres and Mora in the red and yellow, still the leaders of this race on the track. And the rest of the peloton just waiting, biding their time. Well, the Spanish team seem to think that at some point this peloton is going to give up chasing them. They haven't managed to bring them back. No one's taken 20 points yet, but if they take it, you put them on 30 points, they'd be well ahead of the rest of the opposition. And the Australians seem to now think, let's not let this go. This is a little bit risky to let Torres and Mora take that amount of points. So now we come up to the next sprint, 151 laps to go. And Cameron Meyer is making a big move now off the front. 1 lap to go to the sprint. It looks like Torres and Mora are going to take the maximum points yet again, but Australia are now going to put themselves into the silver medal position. And suddenly, with the acceleration of Australia, this race is coming back together, but it is being split all over the place now. Still the leaders remain Spain. Torres is about to be joined by Callum Scottson of Australia. There's the replay of that sprint at 150 laps to go. But the attack is nullified, and now Callum Scottson goes on the attack for Australia, putting everyone under a little bit of pressure now. One long line, this pace is relentless. There's Callum Scottson. Torres and Mora just trying to track the Australians now as they make their moves. There's the moment of the catch. Scottson looking good. The Austrians are starting to struggle now. They're about to possibly even lose a lap as we see a big attack, and it comes from the Belgian pairing. Kenny de Ketelaere and Moreno de Pauw make a massive move now at the front. Australia don't like this very much. Confirmation of sprint number 5 on the screen for you. And the standings now are interesting. There's the standings. Spain with 15, Australia and Austria tied on 10. But the big attack has come now, and it comes from Belgium. De Ketelaere and de Pauw are making their bid to take the 20 points. They're the team in the turquoise colours with the Belgian flag on the back. And it looks like they've got about a quarter of a lap. This is a big, big move by them. They're getting through the traffic nicely. This pace is very, very high now. De Ketelaere and de Pauw can see the back of the peloton. They're coming round here with 140 laps to go. And the Belgian rider, Moreno de Pauw, takes the 5 points. But they're not worried now about just points in terms of sprints. They can see the rear of the peloton almost. Belgium look very, very good. 139 laps of racing to go. Every segment of 10 laps is literally taking no time at all. Belgium took 5, France 3, Italy 2, and Ireland again with 1 point. So they're involved in the action all the time. But Belgium now getting close to taking a lap on the rest of the field. This is a big, big move by the Belgian pairing, Kenny de Ketelaere. Well, Belgium won the women's Madison yesterday. Can they now put themselves in a position to win the men's Madison? De Ketelaere is absolutely flying down the back straight. The counter-attack's coming at the front of the peloton. It comes from Denmark. Denmark in the red and white. Nicholas Larsen and Kasper von Volsach. Larsen, European champion in the points race. Third, of course, the Danish team in the Olympic Games in the team pursuit. Kenny de Ketelaere is so close to taking a lap. Now Australia put in a massive turn, trying to make his life really difficult. Cameron Meyer is now on the front of the race. Kenny de Ketelaere is picking up traffic now at the back. He's still the leader in the turquoise colours. The second place team are Australia, then Denmark, then Ireland, then the Netherlands. And it looks like Spain are starting to struggle here. De Ketelaere is almost on the wheel of Mora and Torres. Meanwhile, a quarter of a lap away are Australia with Callum Scottson. And De Ketelaere has to catch what is the bulk of the peloton, the biggest group of riders. That's where the peloton will be deemed to be. So De Ketelaere is still the leader. This is the second group of riders on the track. The Danes and the Australians. Belgium leads. The team in the turquoise, still the front group on the track. Coming into the finishing straight now, Belgium taking more points, 5 points to them. Second place group is Australia and Denmark. And then behind them it is France, then Ireland, then Switzerland, then the Netherlands. Behind them is the Czech Republic. There's not even a bulk of riders in here. Such is the tempo that this race is on. The front rider is still Kenny De Ketelaere of Belgium in the turquoise, doing the handsling. Oh, such a tired handsling that time. They're under tremendous pressure now. There's confirmation on the screen of the points. Belgium, Australia, Denmark, France are the points that time with 130 laps to go. And De Ketelaere still the front of the race. To me, he's caught the bulk of the peloton, but we'll wait and see. He has to be catching the largest part of the race. Spain lead, 15 points. That's not going to last long. Australia with 13, Belgium with 10. At any moment now, Australia, Denmark, France and Switzerland are all going to be on the same area of the track as Belgium. The front of the race is still, the back of the race is Belgium, but the next group with the group of Australia, France, Denmark and Switzerland is the front of the race right now. They're coming up to catch De Ketelaere. So everyone's going to be back on the same point on the track. The judges have chosen not to give De Ketelaere any 20-point bonus, and the race comes all back together. It all calms down. The front of the race is now the group with Ireland in it, with the team in green, which we're not seeing on screen right now. They are the front of the race because they are coming around to take 20 points. Commissaire, unfortunately, pointing to the wrong group because the front of the race is Ireland right now. And the Irish, the Dutch and the Czech Republic are about to take a lap as well, which will put them, everybody pretty much back on equal terms. The front of the race is Ireland, and this is the sprint. There we go. They are about to take the points. In fact, they could make a little bit of a mistake here, but Ireland are going to take the 5. Ireland take 5, the Netherlands take 3, the Czech Republic take 2. 120 laps to go, and now everyone is back in equal terms. Ireland took the points then the Dutch, behind them with the Czech Republic. Well, I think that caption is totally wrong. Belgium, Denmark, but that's coming straight from the timing system, and it's what's come up on my screen as well. The riders are all back together. Front. This is the table we have, but we're just checking on the point situation because Ireland took that sprint. They should be on 7 points, not on 2. which would change those standings a little, and Belgium didn't take that last sprint. They were nowhere near the front of the race. They were on the front of the peloton. They may well have taken 1 point, but that's it. Now, the front of the peloton now, led by Denmark. We'll wait until the judges decide whether they're going to change that sprint or not. 115 laps to go. And this is the front of the race. Switzerland, followed by France, followed by Denmark. 113 laps to go. The scoreboard saying that Belgium are at the top of the leaderboard with 15, Australia second with 13, France with 10, Denmark then with 8. We're coming up to the next sprint. This should be a bit tidier because everyone is grouped together. And the Danish team leading in the red and white. Followed them is Germany, then France with Niski and Benjamin Thomas. 111 laps to go. And this is the sprint. France moving up on the outside. The Belgians looking for a few more points as well. Ireland looking to get involved in this sprint. Denmark take the 5, Germany take 3. France take 2, Belgium take 1 point that time. Confirmation of sprint number 9, Denmark take 5, Germany take 3. France take 2, Belgium take 1 point. And we're still waiting to find out if the judges decide to award the sprint number 8 a little bit differently. Here's the standings. Belgium with 16. Second place is Denmark with 13, Australia with 13. France now with 12. Great Britain have lost a lap here. They've lost 20 points. The current leaders, there they are. De Ketelaere and De Pauw with 16 points. Do join me on Twitter if you would like to get involved in this Madison. Lovely shot there of the Belgians, who are the leaders of the race, with 106 laps of racing to go. 16 points to Belgium, 13 Denmark, 13 Australia. Ireland should be up in 5th place with 7 points, but still waiting for the check of the judges in the centre of the track. They may not have even noticed yet, but I'm sure there'll be something being said about it. 104 laps to go. Things have calmed down after that little bit of crazy racing. Thanks to all of you for joining me on Twitter. @McCrossan is where you can join me for this men's Madison. They're pointing to the front of the peloton. 102 laps to go. And now Niski and his teammate Benjamin Thomas decide that they're going to make a little bit of a move to try and put themselves at the top of the leaderboard. Australia also. Callum Scottson dives into the action for Australia. Big sprint going on now as the pairing of Thomas and Niski go for this. Thomas, a very fast sprinter. He's the world champion in the Omnium. But Australia take the points. They take 5. France take 3. Germany take 2. Denmark take 1 point. And things calm down again. ...100 laps of racing to go. We reach the midway point. No one's accumulated any more than anyone else in terms of laps, apart from Great Britain and Poland, who've lost 20 points. Germany also, so have Poland, and the Spanish team have also lost some points. The front of the race now, with 97 laps to go, is Italy. The standings after sprint number 10, the midway point, Australia now top of the leaderboard with 18 points. Belgium in second place and France in third on 15. Well, the Italian squad have calmed things down a little bit. The tempo has gone out the front of the race. .96 laps to go. And this men's Madison has been flat out from the start. It is about time they calm things down just a little. The tempo has been over 50 kilometers an hour since we set off. Belgium now sitting second with 16 points. And it looks like the Dutch riders just trying to get involved in the action now. They are sitting 5th place. They've got 5 points so far. The team of Win Strottinger and Jori Havik. So if you're just joining us now, remember this is the men's Madison. The racing goes on with that group of riders you're just seeing. It's all about scoring points. You get 5 points if you take a sprint. The sprints happen every 10 laps. And now Ireland go on the move to try and take 5 points to add to their total. And Australia involved in the mix as well. Australia looking to firmly put themselves to the top of the leaderboard. Australia take it, France second, Ireland third, I think, that time. So Australia throwing their bike at the line. Oh, at the top of the track also. I think that was someone resting rather than someone scoring points. So it was Australia, France, Ireland and Belgium that time. As you can see on the scoreboard, 11 sprints have happened. And still Australia involved in setting the tempo with 88 laps to go. Great sprint between these riders. Mark Downey there on the right-hand side for Ireland. Here's the standings then. Australia really starting to make a move. 23 points for Australia, 18 points for France, 17 for Belgium. Australia with a great pairing of Cameron Meyer and Callum Scottson. You would have said that they were one of the top favourites for this race, with Belgium also. And then you pick out another few squads, in particular Spain, who look to have cracked in this race. I don't know if Torres has just been suffering from the Omnium contest yesterday. He looked to be absolutely on his limit, and they have dropped away down into 8th place now. So many sprints in this race that it really accumulates the tiredness in the legs. Coming up now to 84 laps to go. Doesn't look like any team is really able to make a move right now. France looking to overtake Australia if they can. 5 points for the next sprint. Switzerland are moving up. They've only got a 1 point so far. The Swiss team are Tristan Margay and Claudio Imhoff, the bronze medalists in the scratch race in 2016. Now a big move by Australia at the front. Callum Scottson going for more points. And it looks like he's being challenged here by the Belgian pairing. Moreno de Pauw trying to score some points. He does that. He scores the maximum 5. Australia take 3. France look like they took 2. And these riders look like they're absolutely on their knees right now. Moreno de Pauw. Second was Scottson. In third was the Danish rider. And that was Casper van Volsach. There's confirmation of the sprint. Belgium with 5, Australia with 3, France with 2, Denmark with 1. Those were the standings then. Australia now with a 4-point advantage on Belgium. France now 6 points behind Australia. Denmark in 4th. The Netherlands are up there in 5th. Ireland are in 6th with 4 points. .75 laps to go. And the peloton are all pretty much together. Ireland now lead the front with Felix English. An interesting name for an Irishman, isn't it? Felix English from Ireland. Everyone looking around at each other. Thank you very much for joining me over the last few days of this championship. We've had some fantastic racing, haven't we? Really thrilling racing. Day 1 we saw the 3 competitions where New Zealand won the team sprint, Russia won the team sprint for women, and Rachele Barbieri also was the young winner of the women's scratch race. We're now seeing Belgium going for a big point gain here. Belgium take 5, France take 3, Italy 2. The Australian team just didn't figure that time. So a little bit of a lack of movement up to the front that time is going to cost Australia the lead. Belgium scoring the maximum points. That was a big change, look at that. Kenny de Ketelaere throwing Moreno de Pauw into the action. 68 laps to go. 13th at sprint. Belgium confirmed as the winners. France with 3, Italy with 2, Switzerland with 1. And the standings will now shuffle around again as Belgium are in the ascendancy again in this Madison competition. Belgium with 27, Australia with 26, France now up in the bronze medal position with 23. So it looks like the competition really is between them and Denmark with 15 points, but remember, you can take 20 points if you take a lap. Front of the race now is Great Britain, but they have lost a lap on the rest of the field, which you lose 20 points for. And now a big attack going on at the front. The front of the race is now Australia. Having let Belgium take that last set of points, they've decided to really put the pressure on now. Maybe a big tactic from Cameron Meyer to stretch this race and rip it apart. Callum Scottson now goes on the move, being joined by Denmark. Great Britain trying to go with this one. Claudio Imhoff of Switzerland is also at the front. The danger being sensed by Belgium. Callum Scottson putting in a massive turn. 62 laps to go. Swings into the gap. Great Britain really suffering here. Australia looking good. The challenge really is between Australia and Belgium, you feel. Here goes the sprint. Australia at the front of the race. Belgium now need to just attack round the top to try and get in the points, but Australia so fast. This is the point where Cameron Meyer's strength starts to tell. Cameron Meyer takes the maximum points, 5 points to him. 3 to Denmark, 2 to Great Britain, 1 to Switzerland. Meyer is now starting to look like he did the other day, where he can just do what he wants at will, and that's now going to help the Australians. Are they going to go for the gold medal here? There's confirmation on the screen. 5 to them. Cameron Meyer, a great track record in the Madison. Already the world champion of the points race. He's a world champion in the team pursuit. Cameron Meyer staring another gold medal in the face right now. Here's the standings. Australia with 31 points. Belgium 4 points behind now with 27. France with 23. Denmark now with 18 points. Australia firmly at the top of the leaderboard. Shuffling around all the time though, isn't it? Not many sprints to go to decide what happens. 55 laps to go. Thank you very much for your messages. Good question from I'm Doncha. Ireland were basically taking a lap on the peloton. They weren't catching back up again. Everyone had taken a lap and they were really at the front of the race. But the commissaires might see it otherwise. And Belgium had already caught the peloton at the time, Henrik, so everyone should have been given 20 points, but the commissaires kind of decided to make a different decision, I think. Saying it's wrong, I just question whether Ireland were at the front of the race, and all of us who were across the commentary positions were taking and pointing at Ireland as the leader of the race at the time. But things have settled down now. It does mean that Ireland are sitting on 4 points in 6th place, and they probably should be in 5th place. It doesn't make a massive difference. It doesn't make a difference to the medals, for sure. Here goes the sprint then, and France are going for the points. There's no doubt about that. They take it. France are starting to make a little bit of a move. In 2nd place, that time it looked like Belgium were up there. So were Great Britain. So Belgium take another set of points. But they take 2. Great Britain just sneaked in there, and Denmark also takes some points. The front of the race then is now the Great Britain team, who've not really taken much part in this. 5 points to France, 3 to Great Britain, 2 to Belgium, 1 to Denmark. And yet again it is Australia who stretched this race considerably. Cameron Meyer is putting everyone in pain. It's Wim Strottinger on his wheel. And now he's trying to just break the string as Callum Scottson goes into the action. Here's the point standings after 15 sprints. Australia with 31, Belgium with 29, France with 28. These medals could still go anywhere. It's very tight. 3 points between France and Australia for the gold. 2 points between Belgium and Australia for the silver. And the pressure now is on the front. Australia yet again just swapping very quickly. Dutch are also there now in attack, and it comes from Switzerland. And the Swiss team make the move. It is Claudio Imhoff, the bronze medalist in the scratch race last year, who has got a little bit of a gap. Here's the front of the race again then, the Danish pairing in the red and white, coming up to another sprint, and it is France who are in a perfect position. France could go to the top of the leaderboard here with this sprint. This is a big, big move by them. Morgan Niesky going on the move, and Niesky's going to take 5 points. This is an important moment in this race. Niesky now puts France to the top of the leaderboard. Big attack there by Morgan Niesky. He's joined up with Switzerland and with Denmark. 39 laps to go. Confirmation of sprint number 16. France with 5, Switzerland 3, Denmark 2, Spain with 1 point. And the Spanish team with Sebastian Mora. And now Albert Torres. The French are starting to sing now. They feel that this could be their race. They won the gold in the Omnium yesterday with this man, Benjamin Thomas. On the screen then, the current standings. France at the top with 33, 31 to Australia, 29 to Belgium, 21 to Denmark. And the front of the race now is the team who are in red and white, the team of Denmark. Go 35 laps to go, not long to the end of this race, and remember we still have 5 points for every sprint, and the final sprint is 10 points. Denmark, just a slender advantage for them now. Kasper von Folsack and Niklas Larsen. Larsen just missed out on medal the other day, just kind of cracked near the end of his race. Niesky is looking strong today for France. Denmark with just a few meters on Spain and Australia. Australia trying to work out now how to beat the French. 2 points ahead they are. This has been an incredibly fast race. 32 laps to go. Meyer takes a little glance across to see what is going on. And now we see the move at the front, and it is Denmark who lead the pace, followed by Australia. Australia looking to put themselves back at the top of the leaderboard. This would put them equal on points. Australia against France. Oh, and the French go mad. They like this. Morgan Niesky takes another 5 points. Australia take 3 that time. The gap is starting to widen between these two squads. Niesky is looking very, very confident in this race now. A while ago it was Cameron Meyer, and now Denmark continue to try after every sprint. France with 5, Australia 3, Ireland with 2, Denmark with 1. And they're the current leaders. Benjamin Thomas, the World Omnium champion. France with 38 now to Australia's 34. Belgium with 29. Cameron Meyer searching his 3rd world title in this World Championships here in Hong Kong, China. It's not far now to go to the finishing line. 26 laps. This race, 50 kilometres in total. This is getting set up to all go to the final sprint by the looks of things. The next few sprints, so we've got one sprint coming up at 20 laps to go, one at 10. Those are for 5 points, 3, 2 and 1. And then the final sprint, 10, 6 and 4. .24 laps to go. Great Britain have been removed from the action. 23 laps to go. 23 laps remain, and Switzerland now at the front. Ireland now looking for a few more points if they can possibly do that. And here we are with Australia. The front of the race is Ireland in green, followed by France. Ireland looking to score more points. 21 laps to go. A big change there as France sit on the wheel. Belgium and Australia locked in battle for the points for third place. What a sprint this is. Ireland going for the points. France are up there as well. Oh, what a sprint. Australia moved up on the outside. And there we go. Ireland took the 5. Australia throwing their bike at the line. I think Australia took 3, France took 2, Belgium took 1. And we've only got 2 sprints left to decide this world title, and the gap between the 2 top nations has diminished a little bit. Ireland with 5, Australia with 3, France with 2, Belgium with 1. And with only 2 sprints to go, this is how things look now. 3 points between France and Australia. Belgium sitting there with 30. So if they scored points in this next lap, next sprint, and then took the final one, they can still move up. Spain have gone clear, but Spain really not figuring. They are -4 right now. Even if they take a lap, they would only move up into 5th place. The Netherlands are sitting 7th overall. They're on the front of the peloton now. The leading riders, though, are from Spain, Torres and Mora. More would have been expected of them today. They're the team in the red and yellow. They're being chased down now by a very important attack, and it's from the Netherlands and also Belgium, who are going clear. This is a big, big moment in this race. Belgium with De Ketel and De Pauw trying to put all the other teams under pressure to close the gap. They can still take the gold medal. It's still academically possible. We're running out of laps to take a lap, but it looks like Australia and France starting to suffer just a little bit in this group. And it's now coming back together again, though. Belgium looking for any way possible to take a lap. Coming up this time with Spain crossing the line in the lead off the screen. Ireland in 2nd place, Belgium in 3rd, Switzerland in 4th. Australia looking for a way to get up there. France are making a move too. Looks to me like Cameron Meyer might have really sore legs right now. 10 laps to go. Spain are going to take the, in fact they don't. France come through. France in 2nd place, Spain in the lead. Belgium up there. That's the 2nd place points to France. Belgium, then Ireland, and Australia didn't figure that time. This medal at the moment is heading to France with 8 laps to go. It looks like the Australian legs are starting to really sear with pain. Callum Sam Scottson just trying to stay in the string. Now it's France and Belgium are putting the pressure on. Spain now at the front of the race. Let's just take a look at the standings with one sprint to go. There are 6 points between the two top teams. France with 43, Australia with 37. So if Australia won and France finished in 3rd place, then they'd be tied on points. And still Spain at the front. And the points are getting mopped up at this moment in time by the Spanish squad. They are coming up to maybe take a lap back, so are Poland. And this is going to mess up the possibility of Australia taking the medals here. So I think this is looking like another world title for France. The Australians now getting involved in the action. The front of the race is Spain and Poland. And now a desperate move by Australia with France on their wheel. 43 points France, 37 Australia. It looks like the world title is going to go the way of France. We've only got 2 laps to go. And still Spain and Poland haven't caught the back of the race. 1 lap to go for the Spanish team, then Poland behind them. An almighty sprint going in from Switzerland. Australia and France locked together in combat. And it's going to be between these 2 teams. Spain take the final set of points. That's not important. The important thing is Australia and France. And Australia take 4 points. France take 2. And that means that France are going to be the world champions. Niski and Thomas. Benjamin Thomas has taken 2 world titles in 2 days. France win 45 points to Australia's 41. A big contest between those 2 nations. Belgium takes 3rd place with 32 points to Pau and De Ketelaere. But the last 2 days in endurance events belong to France. Niski is really pleased with that performance. It looked for a long time like Australia had everything under control, but then France started to go. Niski just saying, stay on the wheel. France are the world champions again of the Madison. Average speed of that race was 55 kilometers an hour. Relentless for the entire competition. 55 kilometers an hour as an average speed. Absolutely grueling. Celebrations for Niski and his teammate Benjamin Thomas. Well, all we have left to bring is the 2 victory ceremonies for the Kieran and, of course, for the Madison. There's the results of sprint number 20. Spain now with 10 points. Switzerland sneak through to take 6. And France at the top of the board. France take 45 to take the gold medals. Australia 41 in 2nd, Belgium in 3rd. Denmark there, Switzerland in 5th, a great performance by Ireland, the winners of the World Cup in Los Angeles in 6th place. And Great Britain, Austria and Hong Kong didn't finish this time in that relentless Madison. Well, this velodrome has hosted some great racing over the last 5 days. It's been an absolute pleasure to see the competition on these boards. The last 2 victory ceremonies about to happen. Here is Christina Vogel, who of course won the Keirin a little while ago. About 50 minutes ago, I guess. And we're going to hear from the world champion of the Keirin now.
Christina, congratulations like yesterday again. What was the mental today before entering the race?
Oh, I don't know, maybe the revenge of the Olympic Games, because it was a nice national Keirin race. I did really a lot of mistakes, so I get to the end, that's the 6th place, and now it's good to make a lot of things right, and it pays with the world jersey at the end.
You're leaving Hong Kong with 2 gold and 1 bronze. It's almost perfect.
It's almost perfect, that's true, yeah. Maybe next year just then the gold in team sprint and then could go ahead. No, I think kind of these just works 1 or 2 times in a life. Just had one in Cali 2013 where I got a triple, the hat trick, and now 2 gold. It's I'm just one of the happiest girls in the world today.
And the fans have been incredible here this week in Hong Kong. Have you enjoyed the crowd?
Definitely, definitely. So I'm really a bit sad that Sarah don't won that much medals in front of a home crowd. I think it would be a bit better when Hong Kong girls or Hong Kong men's win. But finally, with this small hall, with this small crowd, they did an amazing job.
Thank you very much for these kind words and congratulations for this week. Thank you.
Christina Vogel, thanks to her for all the entertainment on the track. No doubt, right now, the best sprinter in the world. Keirin, sprint, Olympic champion of the sprint. As we wait now for the medal ceremony of the women's Keirin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the 2017 UCI Track Cycling World Championship Women's Keirin.
各位先生、各位女士，現在進行2017場地單車世界錦標賽女子凱林賽頒獎禮。
The medals and UCI World Champions jersey will be presented by Chief Secretary for Administration of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region.
So the medal is about to be presented for the women's Keirin.
將會由香港特別行政區政務司司長張建宗先生 GBSJP 頒發。
Winner of the bronze medal representing Belgium.
銅牌得主係代表比利時。
Nikki Grendel.
Nikki de Grendler is the bronze medalist.
Winner of the silver medal representing Colombia.
銀牌得主係代表哥倫比亞。
And the silver medal goes to Martha Biona of Colombia.
The UCI Track Cycling World Championships Women's Spirit gold medalist and winner of the UCI World Champions jersey representing Germany.
2017場地單車世界錦標賽女子凱林賽金牌，以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣，得主係代表德國
Christina Vogel.
World champion Christina Vogel of Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prizes, including a watch provided by TISO, will be presented by member of the UCI Management Committee and
Christina Vogel in the rainbow bands.
Marion Stetina.
紀念品將會由國際單車聯盟管理委員會委員及場地賽事委員會主席頒發。
Martha Biona of Colombia, just looking at the gifts. Christina Vogel's got a few of those now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem
And now the
of
national
Germany.
anthem of Germany.
各位先生、各位女士，請起立。現在奏德國國歌。
Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge all of our members.
各位先生、女士，請以熱烈嘅掌聲
Christina Vogel just takes that all in, a big deep breath, realising what she's achieved in the last few days. Great to see Martha Biona and Nikki de Grendeler emerge here for these World Championships and pull off medals. A lot of photographers here today for the final day of competition. And we've just heard that Apeldoorn has been awarded the 2018 World Championships presented by TISO. So next year they will be hosting the championships from February the 28th to March the 4th. A bit earlier than this year.
各位觀眾留意，我哋餘下仲會繼續頒發埋男子麥迪遜賽嘅金銀銅牌。我哋都誠意邀請各位嘅觀眾繼續留喺座位上面，我哋一齊與各得獎嘅運動員分享喜悅。
Christina Vogel puts her cap on as normal to sign the jerseys. Only 2 more signatures now to go on those jerseys. And they will be Morgan Niesky and Benjamin Thomas. What a finish it was for them at the end of that Madison competition. Benjamin Thomas has had a dream 24 hours on this track in Hong Kong, China. 2 world titles, the Omnium and the Madison. Well, let's hear now from the winners of the World Madison title for men.
Morgan, congratulations. Last year you were second. This year you got that gold, but the race was so difficult, so fast, so hot.
All the races on the track are really hard, but the Madisons especially. But yes, today it was very warm on the track, and the races was fast the first part and really technical the second part. But we take the lead many times, but it was hard to make the difference. There is a sprint or the races, but in the end we was there with the mortality, and we keep our legs, and in the end we was maybe the faster and the stronger, and now I am second world champion for the 3rd time. I'm really happy.
Ben, yesterday you won the Omnium, today you're winning the Madison. 2 gold in 2 days. That's an incredible week for you.
Yeah, yesterday I was saying I hope the dream will finish tonight, and I think it's totally finished. 2 jerseys in a week. I can't believe it. I come for medals, and it's just insane. I'm really happy to share this with Morgan and all the French team. François did a jersey today. It's an incredible day for the French cycling.
You are brilliant today. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much.
Benjamin Thomas, Morgan Niesky, the new World Madison champions. And we move now to the medal ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the 2017 UCI Track Cycling World Championships Men's Madison.
各位先生、各位女士，現在進行2017場地單車世界錦標賽男子50公里麥迪遜賽頒獎禮。
The medals and UCI World Champions jersey will be presented by President of the UCI, Brian Cookson.
獎牌以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣將會由國際單車聯盟會長頒發。
Winner of the bronze medal.
銅牌得主係
And the bronze medals go to Marina De Pauw and Kenny Decatur.
Represented by Marina De Pauw and Kenny Decatur. Winner of the silver medal.
銀牌得主係澳洲
Australia.
Cameron Meyer, Callum Scottson, the silver medalists. Really hard-fought race.
the UCI Track Cycling World Championship Men's Madison gold medalist and winner of the UCI World Champions jersey.
2017場地單車世界錦標賽男子50公里麥迪遜賽金牌，以及世界錦標賽冠軍戰衣，得主係法國。
France are the world champions.
Benjamin Thomas and Morgan
Niesky and Thomas. They pull on the rainbow bands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prizes, including a watch provided by Tissot, will be presented by Vice President of the Sports Federation and Olympic Committee of Hong Kong, China.
Morgan Niesky really pleased with that performance.
中國香港體育協會暨奧林匹克委員會副會長胡曉明先生 BBSJP 頒發。
And the gifts now being handed out before we move to the final national anthem to be played, the national anthem of France.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of France.
各位先生、各位女士，請起立。現在奏法國國歌。
Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge all of our medalists.
20 medals decided in these World Championships. The final medal goes to France, Morgan Niesky and Benjamin Thomas. A great race by them. There's our final podium, De Ketelaar, De Pauw, Meyer and Scottson with the world champions in the middle.
This concludes the 2017 UCI Track Cycling.
Well, that's all the action after 5 days of competition. The next World Championships will be in Apeldoorn at the end of February 2018.
Thank you.
2017場地單車世界錦標賽已經圓滿結束，再次感謝各位嘅支持，以及為一眾健兒吶喊打氣，令到賽事能夠順利喺出邊歡呼。
Those two riders are going to celebrate that victory. I'm sure Niesky extremely pleased to win back the World Madison title. just looked like he had so much hunger to try and take that win today. Benjamin Thomas will be reflecting on a fantastic 24 hours.
2017 UCI Track World Championship presented by TISO would like to thank all volunteers for their time and dedication toward making the event such a
Thumbs up from Morgan Niesky. Well, they're going to sign the final jersey in just a second. $20 new World Championship medals decided. And we've had lots of fantastic racing. We're going to take a look now at the medal table at the end of the competition. See which nation has accumulated the most medals over the last 5 days. Well, Australia firmly at the top of the leaderboard with 11 medals, 3 gold, 5 silver, 3 bronze. France, with that performance over the last 24 hours, moved themselves into second. Russia in third, Great Britain in fourth place. They topped the medal table at the Olympic Games. Then it's Germany and the United States, those 2 gold medals. The team pursuit, and of course Chloe Dygert yesterday. There's the rest of the nations in the top 10. It has been nice to see so many medals spread around different nations. We remember the medal of Awang there for Malaysia. Extremely pleased, wasn't he, to finally take the Keirin title after 10 years of trying. And Hong Kong, China, who've hosted such great World Championships, there in 15th place with the bronze of Wai Chu Li. Well, we look across then at this velodrome. Thank you to all of you who've been with us. We'll say goodbye for now.
which resulted in the